Hi, my name is Aditi Prakash. I am from Chanakya National University and presently I am an intern at LexClick. In this video, we are going to talk about jurisdiction under CPC. Now, the term jurisdiction has not been defined under CPC, but from Webster Dictionary we understand that jurisdiction is the power of a court to try a case and issue a decree in the particular case. Now, the definition of decree has been discussed by the Calcutta High Court in the case of Haridenath versus Ramchandra, where it defines jurisdiction to be the power of the court to hear and determine a case, a cause, to adjudicate and exercise any judicial power in respect to it. In other words, by jurisdiction is meant the authority which a court has to decide particular matters presented in a formal way for its decision. Now, it's clearly demarcated that jurisdiction are of three kinds: subject matter, pecuniary, and territorial. First, subject matter. Let's understand what subject matter jurisdiction is. Subject matter jurisdiction depends upon the subject matter of the suit that is being filed in the court and whether the court has the power to try the suit, hear the suit, and adjudicate on the suit. For example, we have family court, we have consumer court, we have internal dispute courts, and a family suit, for example, a divorce petition or a maintenance petition, cannot be filed in a consumer court or in an internal dispute court. Only family court has the jurisdiction to hear matters that involve suits that have family disputes as their subject matter. Hence, if a consumer right suit is filed in a family court, then the court passes a decree or an order in the said case, then that decree and order will be null and void because that court does not have the jurisdiction. Then we have territorial jurisdiction. Territorial jurisdiction is, as the term explains, is the jurisdiction a court has which says that the power of the court the power that the court can practice only in a certain area, limited demarcated area, and not beyond that area, right? Unless and until expressly demarcated by the legislature. Third, we have pecuniary jurisdiction. What is pecuniary jurisdiction? It depends upon the value of the subject matter of the case that has been brought in front of a court. For example, if if the rule suggests that a certain court cannot exercise its right and power to try a suit whose value is more than 1 crore rupees, then that court, and if the court goes ahead and tries that suit, then that decree or order given in that particular suit will be null and void. Only those cases are to be filed in the civil courts which come under the limit of the pecuniary jurisdiction of the said court. Now, Section 9 of the CPC reads, courts to try all civil suit unless barred. The court shall have jurisdiction to try all suits of civil nature, excepting suits of which their cognizance is either expressly or impliedly barred. Explanation 1. A suit in which the right of property or to an office is contested is a suit of civil nature, notwithstanding that such right may depend entirely on the decision of questions as to religious rites or ceremonies. Explanation 2. For the purpose of this section, it is immaterial whether or not any fees are attached to the office referred to in Explanation 1 or whether or not such office is attached to a particular place. So we understand that all the civil suits are allowed to be tried in a court unless and until it is expressly and impliedly barred for a court to take certain civil suit, even if it deals with the religious rites and ceremonies of a particular office, and even if the parties get some kind of fee from that office. It is the term civil has not been defined in the code, but we understand civil suits are the suit that has been brought by individual parties in front of the court, where there is a complaint, a plaint against other party, which the other party can contend against. Now we understand when it comes to jurisdiction, the lack of jurisdiction's objection, the objection that should be raised in front of court for lack of jurisdiction can be brought in any stage of a trial, in the initial part of the stage, during the stage, or even after the stage of the trial. But the burden of proof of whether the jury of the question whether the court has jurisdiction or not falls on the party that is contending that this particular court does not have jurisdiction to try this particular case. And it has been expressly implied, this provision expressly implied in the case of Sankar Narayan Poti versus K. Sridevi, in this where this Apex Court held the validity of Section 9 of the CPC, and told about the inherent jurisdiction of the courts. Now, there's one thing that is extremely important to understand, that the jurisdiction of a particular court is set by the High Court. The jurisdiction for the subordinate courts is set by the High Court, and that's something that the High Court has an autonomy on. Thank you.